My very first job was Dairy Queen, and that lasted probably 3, maybe 4 days if I was lucky. I automatically knew that was not for me.
I had 2 kids at the time, and I was out of work for a little bit. I knew that I wanted to take care of people.
I don't think that it was necessarily a conscious decision. I grew up taking care of my dad. He had multiple sclerosis, and then as I got older and it kind of set in that, hey, you need to figure out what you want to do with your life, healthcare was just kind of the natural path from that.
I definitely didn't think it was going to be as tiring and exhausting.
I thought it would be a lot like being a mother.
It does take a huge toll on your mental health.
I started out at like a nursing home and assisted living, and I knew exactly what that was going into it.
And it is way more in depth than that. The big thing was boundaries. It has helped me grow into a more efficient healthcare provider.
Some of the situations that you watch with your clients, I definitely didn't imagine that. And it can get really sad.
When you tell somebody that you're a caregiver, their first impression is that you're a glorified butt wiper.
I think they're taken for granted. We do a lot behind the scenes, wear a lot of different hats.
We don't get credit for our titles. We don't get credit for the positions that we hold. We're not out there, we're not recognized.
You say, oh, like I work here and I do this, and then people just ask if you just sit and wipe butt all day, which is not like a thing, you know?
But the saddest part about some of us not being recognized is we do just as much work as CNAs, LPNs, if not more.
You have to be such a specific kind of person to do this kind of job, and I just don't think people understand that.
A client a few years ago that left us, he had dementia, and it just progressively, naturally got worse, and he started forgetting staff and getting violent. And that was almost like having a family member go through dementia and losing them.
I was working at a group home, and I was scheduled to work 3 shifts in a row for that particular day. It would have been AM, PM, and overnight.
There was some kind of, I'm going to say mix up, and I kind of came in at the very end and had no idea what was happening.
7 a.m. came, and the workers were a no-call, no-show.
Client ended up keying my vehicle that I had made 1 car payment on at that time.
Being that the healthcare unit, you can't always follow up and see how they're doing and go visit them, so that's really hard to just cut off those feelings. So,
and it just caused me so much anxiety every single morning, and it brought me to a point of thinking, like, do I actually really need this job? Like, do I really need to go to work anymore?
In my field, I'm stuck. I cannot leave. PM never showed up, so I got stuck again. The next morning, we're going on day 3 now. The next morning, I had to call HR and let them know, if you're gonna put charges on me, then I mean, that's what you're gonna have to do. None of them were sleep shifts. They were all awake.
I think a lot of things, as a person who struggles with their own mental health, I think it puts such a big toll on that.
A lot of my energy.
Oh, mental strain.
It is extremely exhausting.
Waking up early, you're going to work.
I usually take the drive home to decompress and just separate.
Passing meds, you're cooking meals, you're doing laundry, you're cleaning a house.
It's made me a lot colder.
Making appointments, taking people to these appointments. You're charged.
That's the only way, because otherwise it's just going to completely drain you.
The longer I stay in healthcare, the more drained I become.
You still have to go home and you have to cook yourself a meal. You have your own house to clean. At the end of the day, it's so hard to want to do anything because you've already done all of this for 4 other people.
You're dealing with mentally ill humans.
It changes you in many ways. You're not appreciated or valued at all the way that we should be. I love my job.
I love taking care of people. There's those couple of cases that just, they take what we give them and they learn to be independent on their own, and or with our help, and they'll go out and get their own apartment and maybe just have like a nurse come in here and there and help them. I love seeing that.
It's just very fulfilling work to do, as much as it drains the life out of you.
It brings me happiness and joy to be able to go to work and make a difference.